Although some fans criticized the Moana sequel very harshly, I personally enjoyed it and even prefer it to the original. The film delves deeper into the backstory of Moana's ancestors, and we encounter a beautiful plot twist near the end. Before we start, I should warn you that this video contains some spoilers, so I advise you not to watch it until you've seen the movie. Alright, let's begin. In the first movie, Moana finally managed to cross the ocean and fix the major mistake that Maui had made a long time ago. Her main goal then was to return the heart of Te Fiti. At the start of that film, we learned that the demigod Maui had stolen Te Fiti's heart, causing the islands, the ocean, and nature itself to lose balance and begin to decay. With Moana's success, harmony was believed to be restored, until the people of Motunui discovered how much work was still needed. This realization came after Moana had a vision, brought on by a lightning strike that revealed new challenges ahead. One of my favorite parts of the sequel was the introduction of Samia, Moana's little sister. Although she appeared in the first teaser for Moana 2, we get to know her much better in the film. Samia greatly admires Moana and initially wants to join her on her new mission, something Moana understandably refuses. I found Samia's reactions hilarious when Moana and Maui brought her various items from their journey. At first, she treats them like treasures, only to then ask what she's actually been given. Off topic but interesting, we learn that Samia's name has a special meaning. In Hebrew, it translates to listener, or the one who listens. Indeed, we see her listening and paying attention in subtle ways, like when Moana discusses connecting the islands. Samia unexpectedly appears, reminding Moana of her promise to never leave her alone, yet she also understands why Moana must go. For a 3-year-old, Samia shows remarkable maturity and depth. We don't know if the sequel takes place exactly 3 years after the first movie, but it's likely that Sina, Moana's mother, was pregnant around the time Moana returned in the first film. Samia's character will likely play a key role in the third movie. There may even be a time skip, allowing her to join Moana on future missions. Another surprising element was the portrayal of the kakamoras. In the original film, they appeared as malicious, coconut-armored pirates chasing after the heart of Te Fiti, just like Moana and Maui. Moana, determined to correct Maui's mistake, did everything she could to thwart their aim. Even though the kakamoras were numerous, they were largely ineffective against Moana and Maui, and watching them pursue our heroes in the first movie made us anxious. Eventually, Moana and Maui escaped, leaving the kakamoras behind. In the sequel, we learn that their seemingly villainous behavior had deeper roots. This time, the kakamoras appear more sympathetic and have a clear reason for their actions. They were originally forced into a life of piracy due to a curse that drove them from their homeland, leaving them struggling to survive and hoping to find a way back. When Moana and her crew encounter them again, the kakamoras initially act out of fear. But after recognizing Moana's mission from her decorated sail, they abandon their hostility. They even help Moana's team overcome the toxin they've been exposed to, provide an antidote, and assist them in passing through a fearsome giant clam. A particularly touching moment occurs when a young kakamora joins Moana's crew, risking himself for the greater good. I was so happy to see them finally return to their homeland, and it was heartwarming when the young kakamora reunited with his family. In this sequel, Moana and Maui face 2 new adversaries. It's no longer a secret online that Matangi, who initially appears to be a villain, is actually someone trying to help Moana. We'll discuss her motives later, but for now, let's focus on her character. The trailer paints Matangi as a dark-themed demigoddess who has trapped Maui. We learn that her true plan involves guiding and manipulating Moana to confront Nalo, the god of the storm. Matangi's abilities resemble those of bats. She can fly, levitate, and even walk on walls. Throughout the film, she has a slightly deranged aura, as if being trapped has taken a toll on her sanity. Her character intrigues me, and I'm curious about her role in Moana 3. Now, let's talk about Nalo. My feelings about him are mixed. Te Fiti, the previous deity, wanted her heart returned, a reasonable and meaningful motive. Nalo, by contrast, feels much more malevolent. I also wonder how many gods exist in this universe, and why none of them tried to stop him. Nalo's posture and demeanor radiate confidence and dominance. He's depicted sitting on something like a throne among the clouds, his eyes glowing dangerously. With passive-aggressive facial expressions and lightning bolt markings on his body, Nalo's appearance emphasizes his connection to storms and power. In another terrifying form, he manifests as a storm itself when confronting Moana and her crew. Speaking of Moana's crew, unlike in the first movie, she now has the support of Motunui's residents as she heads off to find Nalo and reconnect the islands. Following her mother's advice, Moana enlists the help of several individuals, Kile, Lodo, and Moni. I love the dynamic within this group. They're like opposite poles working in harmony. Kile, an older farmer chosen against his will, is grouchy and complains about everyone breaking into song. Lodo is energetic, eager to prove herself, and often comes up with clever ideas. Moni, on the other hand, is a huge fan of Maui and tries to do his best, though he's not very skilled. His starstruck reaction upon meeting Maui is hilarious. These three are guided by Matai, who is not new to the series. He appeared in the first movie during some musical sequences. In the sequel, Matai warns Moana about the consequences of failing to find Nalo and reconnect the islands. Through a vision, Moana also witnesses how Matai himself once failed at a similar mission. Later, we see him again when Moana awakens as a demigoddess near the film's conclusion. This brings us to the movie's best part. I'll never forget the moment Moana touched a piece of an island, and Maui temporarily lost his powers. It was such a powerful and symbolic scene. Having completed her mission, Moana is now elevated to the status of a demigoddess, and new patterns appear on her skin. Although Maui was granted his powers at birth, Moana's ascension is far more significant. Her newfound demigodhood comes from selflessness and sacrifice, proving more meaningful than Maui's original quest for admiration. She earned her status by risking everything to restore balance and protect her people. What do you think of this development? Are you excited about her demigoddess abilities in the third movie? Let me know. Okay guys, those were the key points and my personal thoughts on the movie. What about you? What did you think of the sequel? Please share your own opinions. See you in the next video and take care.